What's up, guys? Welcome to day 1 of Vlogmas. So if I was a more prepared human being, I probably would have done like 3 videos a week for the month of December, but I'm not. So now I'm going to attempt to do like a 12 days of Christmas, 12 days of Vlogmas. So 12 videos in a row coming at you. Last one ending on Christmas Day. So we're gonna give it a go. I'm not gonna make any promises, but 12 videos is the plan. All right, so day 1, I figured I would start it off with a Q&A. 1, because it's simple and easy for me, and 2, because I had a lot of questions that were coming repeatedly to me, in particular about my brand Weylyn Apparel, so I figured I would just address everything in this video. Let's get to it. Okay, so first question is, what are your favorite holiday traditions? Do you have any? So, not really. My family doesn't really do anything like in particular every year. My mom usually makes the same meal for every holiday, basically. For Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter, we always have like the same stuff, but like that's what I want. Like, I'm super happy about it. I just made like this same meal myself this Thanksgiving. Well, I attempted. It wasn't like as good as mom was cooking, but that's like the one thing is like my mom always cooks every holiday. Nobody else in the family cooks. That poor lady. Everybody comes to her. So I feel like that's like our only real tradition, but this is I guess this is the second Christmas that my parents are split up, but now my parents each have a significant other, so it's gonna be different this year, and it's our first Christmas that we don't live in Pennsylvania. So Kevin and I are flying into Pittsburgh on December 17th, and then we're gonna be in Johnstown for the first half of Christmas, and then on Christmas Day, we're gonna drive out to Philly, and we're gonna stay there until after the New Year. So it's gonna be weird. We're not even like super decorating for Christmas at our own place because we're not really gonna be here. So it's definitely gonna be different, but that's life. You get older, people move away. It is what it is. Yeah, but actually, Christmas tradition. So I forget, it was either the first or second year that I started dating Kevin. He told me that him and his best friend had this Christmas Eve tradition, hyped it up, wouldn't tell me what it was. They took me to a friggin' strip club, but it was not even a strip club. It was like a dive bar with one pole, and it was pathetic. That's the word I'll use. It was pathetic. It was funny, but like, it was like when me and Kevin like were not dating for that long, so I was like still like scared and shy. I was only like 22 or something, maybe 23, and I was just like, oh my god. It was like my first time like being anywhere like that. It honestly wasn't even a strip club. It was just like a bar, and they were like basically wearing like bra and underwear. I don't even know what was happening, but the lady behind the bar asked if I wanted an application, and they maybe smacked this girl's butt, and I don't know, but that was the only year we went, so thankful for that. Okay, next question. Who or what was your fitness inspiration when you first got into fitness? So, I feel like I have like a few different things to say here. Is my camera like... So I feel like one of the main people that comes to mind is Heidi Summers, Buff Bunny. So I always loved her. I always like loved her body and stuff. And then Whitney Simmons, I liked her, all of her workout videos. But like, I feel like I always like was more like inspired by The Rock, which like I feel weird saying because like all of these girls are like, oh, Fitspo, I love this Fitspo, blah blah blah, but like I don't know, I feel like I'm not like just motivated by somebody with a hot body. I'm more motivated by somebody who like works hard and is dedicated. Paige Riley was actually one of the people that I really liked because I could just tell, like I could tell she wasn't like your normal like typical Fitspo. She wasn't like all like out there, or not out there, like out in the open with everything. Like she just like was a hard worker. She's grown since she's gotten into her Fitspo life, but, or influence or whatever. But, I just feel like I've been driven to follow super dedicated people. In the beginning, especially whenever I was super insecure and self-conscious, I feel like I found myself always, I had to unfollow people that I was following just because I thought they had like a hot body. Like I would like be insecure. I'm like, I can't sit here and compare myself to them. Like I probably followed and unfollowed like Buff Bunny like 15 times like at the beginning, just because like I would go through these phases where like I would just sit there and compare myself to them. So I was like, this isn't healthy. So I would just unfollow them altogether. So yeah, I feel like definitely more somebody like The Rock, and then honestly like Christian Guzman, because he's like a hardworking person. I found myself more people that are kind of motivational as far as like your life as a whole, like get up and work hard, which is another reason why I love Buff Bunny. Not just people who are like motivating you to work out and get in shape and be hot and whatnot. Favorite stores to shop at. So I am a cheap shopper for most items. If it's something that's like in style and like I think that it's like gonna go out of style, there's something in my eye. If it's something that I think is gonna go out of style, definitely cheap. So like Forever 21, H&M, Pretty Little Things, stuff like that. Or if it's something that like I'm buying for like a one-time occasion, like a wedding or a birthday or like whatever, I usually try to go cheap. If it's something that like I want quality that's gonna be a stable piece for a while, I'm definitely willing to spend more. Jeans, I literally only buy them from American Eagle. I get them from other places and I like don't wear them, so I'm like, why did I waste my money? I just love the way the American Eagle jeggings fit on my body, so they have been literally what I've been wearing since high school. Yeah, like occasionally Fashion Nova, but their return policy sucks. Occasionally like a boutique or like something, but honestly, for the most part, Pretty Little Thing and Forever 21 are my go-tos. Nothing fancy, sorry if you're looking for some new suggestions. I ain't your girl. How to stay on track during the holidays. So my number one piece of advice would be to be realistic with yourself and just sit down and be like, look, okay, whenever I go out with my friends, I don't want to have to restrict myself. So that means I'm going to have to buckle down whenever I'm at home, Monday through Friday, whatever it is. Like, there are going to be times where you don't want to say no, and you don't have to say no. So if you know you have a Christmas party coming up, be on point all during the week. Or maybe you know you have 3 Christmas gatherings to go to in one day, or whatever the case may be. Like, decide, like, all right, I know, like, this place is gonna have bomb-ass food, so that's where I'm gonna indulge, or whatever it is. Like, just be realistic with yourself and, like, think about it up front. Like, okay, like, I don't want to have to avoid the cookies, avoid the cake, avoid the pie, so I'm going to do X, Y, Z. However, you have to be really careful with not turning it into, like, a mental thing. What I mean by that is, oh my God, I am gonna indulge this weekend, so like I have to do an extra 2 hours of cardio. No, you don't have to. If that's how you choose to burn, to make sure that you're in a caloric deficit or even maintenance, whatever it is, and you wanna do it through cardio, if you're not sitting there telling yourself like, I need to do this to be in a caloric deficit, like saying that you have to, it's okay. If you're just like, I like to work out to earn these extra calories. I mean, some people even say, don't say earn. No, like, you know what I mean. Like, I personally enjoy working out and I enjoy shitty food and lots of sugar. That's who I am. So because of that, I would rather bust my ass in the gym, go hard, burn extra calories, do extra cardio, do some motherfucking burpees, than enjoy the food and still look good. Some people would prefer to be strict with their food and not have to do extra workouts. Or some people would say, I don't care. I'm gonna put on a few pounds over the holidays and that's all that there is to it, and I'll work it off in the spring. As long as you're like okay with it mentally, that's the only thing. Just don't get really try your best to not put yourself in the mental state where you're like, oh my God, I can't have that cookie. You can. You're choosing not to have the cookie because you want to reach your goals, or you're choosing to have the cookie because you can, and you can do whatever you want, and it's your body, okay? There we go. That's your tip. Do you miss being blonde? Absolutely. I'm actually getting my hair done tomorrow. It's like fading It's like orangish. Sometimes it still looks good, but a lot of times it looks orange. So getting it darkened, but we're gonna like leave some of the, so my goal is to eventually go blonde again. The reason I went dark was because my hair was so damaged from trying to get that like bleached icy blonde look. So I'm like working towards being lighter again, but I really can't take this weird orangish bronze color. So we're gonna leave some of the parts that really lightened up, maybe tone them up a little bit, and then we're gonna like darken around it. So it's gonna look darker but highlighted. But one day we're going back to blonde. I don't mind my hair dark. I think I can pull off both, which is why I dyed it darker. But I just think my personality is blonde. It's my identity. It's who I am. Will you ever... I dropped my questions. Do you guys like my shirt? Me too. Will you ever do a Weylyn pop-up? Yes, I actually ordered a sweet backdrop and a tablecloth. That way that whenever the opportunity arises for us to do expos or pop-ups or whatever, we are prepared and we look legit. I really was hoping to do one in Johnstown and one in the suburbs of Philly whenever we go home for the holidays, but we had such a banging Black Friday that we barely have any leggings left, so I don't know if it's worth it for me to just do one with the tops. I don't know if it would be cool to do one without product and just like meet people. I feel like I'm like not that important yet, so like I need to sell things. I've been thinking about going to like local businesses around the Long Beach, LA area to kind of get the brand out there. Definitely one day want to do an expo, but they're kind of pricey to get there. So yes, definitely, eventually there will 100% be Weylyn pop-ups, mainly just because I want to meet all you guys that are giving me the opportunity to live my dream, but also just, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I want to meet you guys. That's all I got. That's all I got. Oh, and I know what I was gonna say. Sometimes my brain doesn't work. And to get the brand out there. Like, that's why I'm gonna go to small businesses and stuff so that people can meet us that don't know us yet, but they're gonna know us. Will you ever leave Cali? I don't know. As of now, like, probably, but I don't know. I love the weather here, but we haven't like fully experienced a lot of what California has to offer yet because we just work all the time and stay inside. Like, we don't want to drink and go out to eat and waste money and do all that. So it's like not as easy to meet people. And we moved here like when winter is coming, so there's not as many like outdoor sports teams and stuff for us to join. So we just haven't really like gotten out there yet. And like, I'm at the point right now where I'm like, I need to put my free time into my business. That's what Kevin is actually out meeting with a friend right now. And I'm like, nope, I need to stay home and vlog. So I'm at that point where like, I don't want to go outside. So sometimes it kind of sucks because I'm like, why did we move here? I could have done this in Philadelphia where it's cheaper, but I love the weather. And I know that like, give it a few more months, we're going to start having more opportunities to get out and about and whatever else, especially once I start training at F45, I'm gonna meet new people. Kevin's still job searching. Once he finds a job, he'll be making friends doing that, whatever else. It's gonna be good, good things coming. Anyway, my point is, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I'm not against moving back to the East Coast, but I really, truly, truly, truly don't wanna live up north. I just don't like the cold and the snow. It makes me sad. I wouldn't say like depressed. I don't know if I have like seasonal depression per se, but like I just love the sun and the beach and the warmth. And like, I don't want to be cold. I want to wake up and see sunshine. See sunshine, shall see shells by the seashore. I want to wake up and feel the sun and see the rays and be like, yes, glory, hallelujah. It's a new day. I don't want clouds and snow. Snow's cool sometimes. I'll drive up to Lake Tahoe and see the snow if I want to see the snow. I could fly home and see my family, but I don't want to live in the snow all the time. Capiche? Okay. What is one future product that you want to create for Weylyn? I actually have 3 in mind. One thing that I would love to create one day, this is like the most far off one. I would love to create shoes. I love sneakers, like shoes in general, but like sneakers, love them. That would be a dream of mine. Kevin's brother actually works for the shoe department at the headquarters of Under Armour, and I always joke that I'm gonna steal him from Under Armour and hire him one day, but that would be like an ultimate dream come true goal. But shoes are a little harder than clothes, so we'll see. The second item is one that I've already started looking into, but we're not really at the point financially where it makes sense for me to invest into something like this, because it's not really necessarily something that I would like make a lot of money on. It's just more something that I want to put out for myself. Is a really dope gym bag. I have ideas in mind for it, but I don't want to talk about it and give secrets away. So just a really cool gym bag that solves problems that I've had in the past with other gym bags. And then last but not least, shorts that are like a great length. They don't ride up, but aren't necessarily biker shorts. That's something that I actually already started working on, playing with some samples a little bit, but we're nowhere near having the problem solved yet. So I don't know when that's coming, but that is like a goal of mine, to make just a really dope spandex short. What are your goals for 2020? I didn't sit down and write them out yet. I want to wait till after Christmas, but one thing, this is like a very far off goal, to be honest, considered like where I am financially right now. But I have big things in mind for myself, so I think that it could be doable. I really want to buy a property in 2020, not by myself, like Kevin and I, because I'm sure that I won't be able to by myself. I shouldn't say that. I should be positive. Why do I keep sharing this today? I would love to get a property. I don't know necessarily in California because this bitch is expensive, but maybe even a property somewhere else to turn into a rental or an Airbnb. I don't know. I want to invest in real estate, and I want to buy a property in 2020. And I also have a sales goal in mind for Weylyn. So at the end of December, we will have been born a company. We will have been a company for 6 months. We'll be 6 months old. And so like, and I know like how much money we've made so far. And, but I'm trying to say numbers. What I'm trying to say is the financial goal that I have in mind for myself for Weylyn is like way more than double than like what we should be making based on like what we made this year. But your girl has faith. I think this shit is gonna blow up. So I'm like shooting for the stars over here. I have real big goals for 2020 is what I'm saying, okay? Big things are coming. Maybe I'll make a video on what my goals will be, / how to set goals, / how to crush them. Let me know if that's something you wanna see. What's your favorite thing about California so far? I already said it, the weather. Guys, I can't talk today. The weather is incredible here. Even on days that like it might be rainy for a little bit, or you wake up and it's like kind of cloudy, which is not even common for it out here, but it's been raining lately. It still like ends up being beautiful by the end of the day. It is December and it was in the 70s the other day. It was 65 today. It is so nice, and the sunsets are insane, and it's just so cool that I can walk to the beach if I want. I love it. I'm a beach sunshine gal. Will you ever compete again? I wish I knew the answer to that. I don't know. I literally am so back and forth about it. I truly love competing. I love getting competitive with myself and pushing my body to the limits and having programming and being disciplined and just like getting up on stage and being like, fuck yeah, I built this. I worked for this. What's up? Look at me. But I also thoroughly enjoy living my life. I love the fact that I'm a super balanced person and I can go get turned with my friends one weekend and then be a fit ass bitch the next day. So I don't know. I think about it all the time. Part of me is like, you need to do it because you keep thinking about it. But the other part of me is like, why? Why bother? You look good without doing it. You don't have to. You can still drink. I can literally have my cake and eat it too right now, you know? So I don't know, I'm torn. We'll see. TBD. TBD. What inspired you to start Weylyn? Well, to be honest, it kind of just like came over time. And then there was one thing in particular that was like, yes, do it. So I actually was in school to become a physical therapist, to become a physician's assistant, transferred to a different school that didn't have a PA program, but I was still going to undergrad thinking I would go to grad school. Ended up falling in love with fitness, and then I was like, shit, I don't know what I want to do with my life. So I graduated, started doing personal training. I knew from then on that I wanted to be in the fitness industry, but I realized that you really don't make much as a personal trainer. And I became really like financial success driven, just because like I want to live the life where if I want to go to Bali for a week, I can, and then go to Thailand the next week, I can, or like whatever. Like I don't want my kids to have to pay for college, or I want them to go on cool vacations and stuff. Like I just want to have a type of life where I can do whatever I want within reason. So because of that, I became super like financial success driven. So I was like, I can't be a personal trainer forever. Like that wouldn't make me happy, like unless I was gonna train like celebrities and make like dope ass money. But anyway, so I kind of started to get like into like more businessy things. I did pharmaceutical sales. I was looking into I was looking for something, and I always like really looked up to Buff Bunny and Christian Guzman, like I was saying, and a bunch of like the big fitness entrepreneurs. So I like knew I could see myself doing something like that. My following wasn't really growing, so it seemed to me like doing something with like my own brand and like stuff like that wasn't really something that was going to happen. So I wanted to create something completely separate. I knew that it wasn't going to be supplements because I don't have enough knowledge base about it, and I'm not passionate enough about supplements, or I wasn't at the time for me to be able to like do the research, want to start that, whatever. Long story short, the idea of an athletic apparel line was like kind of in my mind. I had thought about it, but it was never like, yes, this is what I'm doing. So then I listened to a podcast called How I Built This by NPR, and it was the one with the owner, creator, not owner anymore, I think he sold most of his shares or something, but creator of Lululemon. And that just like really inspired me. I listened to it, I was like, hell yes, I'm starting a clothing line. And then I got to work, I bought a notebook, I started writing shit down, all the ideas for names. I was doing research, writing all this stuff down, blah, 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 but like it still felt like a distant idea. It was still like, next year we'll do it. And then things just fell into place, and it happened, and here we are. Yeah, that's about my baby. A few more questions. Next one is tips for growing your glutes. So this really, before, if I would have made this video a few years ago, I would have been like, just squat and hip thrust. But now I have learned that it really, truly depends on you as a person. There's really something in my eye. For some people, just doing squats and hip thrusts, hell yes, it's gonna work. Heavy weight, do it. I would suggest hip thrusts over squats. Some people, it's super easy to activate their glutes, but for other people, you might have a hard time activating your glutes. That is myself. So my tips for you people that have a hard time, I mean, not that the other people can't do this as well, but stretch. Hardcore stretch, warm your body up. In particular, like, don't just stretch your glutes or foam roll your glutes. That was the one thing I was like, oh, I just need to stretch my butt, do a figure four, whatever else. But I learned that stretching my hips, my hip flexors in the front, and my IT band and all of like the surrounding muscles, and making sure it's all foam rolled out, all good to go, that really helped me a lot to be able to turn on and fire my glutes. The next thing is activation exercises. There is a trainer that I used to really look up to on the internet, and he put out there basically saying that you don't need to activate your glutes, and all these Instagram thoughts are just saying this, and your glutes turn on right when you walk and blah, blah, blah. And I was like offended because I had like just launched my hip circles, and I like truly tried and true looked up to him, and I was like butthurt. Like I like couldn't look at his content for like a month, which like I don't, looking back, I'm like, that was stupid. Why do you care what he said? But anyway, I was like, that's not true. But no, seriously, for some of us, like, we just need extra help. So I have hip circles for purchase, but I don't care if you use mine, use someone's. Get hip circles, and there are other exercises too that don't involve hip circles. Focus on turning on, doing, and it's going to be different for you than it is for me and whoever else, depending on the anatomy of your body. Find out what makes you really feel it in your glutes, and that's what you need to do before you warm up. Or I mean, when you warm up, and in particular before your heavy compound lifts that you're gonna do for your glutes. And then proper training, but I was gonna say proper nutrition are important. You wanna have the protein. You wanna make sure you're in a surplus if you're trying to grow them. You can gain some muscle on maintenance or potentially even deficit calories, especially if you're new to working out. But for the most part, you want to be in maintenance if you're trying to grow your glutes. And then finally, my last tip would be figure out the amount of training that works for you. So I've like done it all. I've done a bunch of days a week, done like one day legs a week, whatever. Like I've gone all over the place. What I have found recently has been most optimal for me is 2 leg days per week. And whenever I train them, I don't really focus on glutes that much, or on like quads or anything that much, because my quads are already pretty developed, pretty strong, and I'm able to train them because I am quad dominant. Whenever I'm doing squats and stuff like that, I'm still training them a little bit, and I'll occasionally do some leg extensions, but I personally don't really need to train quads. So I'm doing mainly 2 glute focused leg days per week. I'm doing 1, maybe 2 heavy compound exercises, and then 2, maybe 3 accessory exercises at the end, more like burnout, lightweight type of stuff, and it has been perfect. Before, I used to spend so much time on leg days, but then like because of my hip issue, it was so hard for me to recover. I wouldn't be able to sit, I would be crying, and then half the time I felt like I couldn't even activate my glutes anyway because I was having so much tightness in my hip that like nothing was working. So for me personally, that has been working. My leg days have been surprisingly short, but I have been sore in the booty every time lately, and it's exciting. I think there are good things coming. So figure out what works for you. It's gonna be different for everybody. I have a glute guide on my website. DM me, comment below if you have any questions. I'm here to help because everybody wants a nice booty. So I'll help you if I can. All right, and the last question that I have, save the best for last. Now this is just the last one that I got. What is the #1 thing on your list for Christmas? I don't even know. Let me look on my phone. I've become super obsessed with skincare. So honestly, the majority of my Christmas list is skincare stuff. I really want something that's like basically like microdermabrasion at home, but I'm also scared that I won't know how to use it. But I feel like I don't even care about clothes. Like I would like shoes, but I have like so many shoes. Like, I don't know. Really what I want is house stuff, but everything that I want is at like TJ Maxx, and I'm not gonna ask somebody to pay more money for it somewhere else and ship it to me, and I'm not gonna ask them to buy it at TJ Maxx in Pennsylvania and ship it to me in California. I'm not gonna ask them to waste money on that, and my family doesn't really believe in giving gift cards. We have to have gifts that we open. We don't get money, we don't get gift cards, we're only allowed to get gifts. So I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. Oh, I forgot, there's one thing. I have spider veins. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys because I'm sure that there are other girls out there that have them, and I don't want you to be insecure because you're not the only one. I'm gonna be 27 on Sunday, and I have spider veins, okay? People get them, but I'm in my boyfriend's underwear, so don't judge me, but okay. You can see them, they're like all through here, and they're just getting worse. I have them on both legs. So there is something called sclerotherapy, which basically they inject stuff into your veins and it kind of like collapses the veins so that the like darkened look of them goes away. So I did ask my dad to get me that for Christmas and he agreed. So I guess that would be my #1 gift. So I might even make a video about that afterwards. I'm getting it done after Christmas though. After the New Year, January 2nd is my appointment. So I'm hyped. I've been wanting that for a really long time. Hoping I don't get more, but I probably will because I keep getting more, but they'll be not as visible, hopefully, because I'll have less because I got these ones done. So yeah, I guess that's number one. Sorry if you were looking for something more exciting on my Christmas list. I just want to have 27-year-old legs instead of 87-year-old legs. But that's where we are at. Sorry if this was rambly. Thanks for submitting your questions. Thanks for complimenting my Post Malone shirt. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Is it Happy Kwanzaa? Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays. Happy Vlogmas. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please click subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you. I love you. Goodbye.
Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again.